What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is JRob here from Team Energy Golf Clash. Had a little bit of technical issues this week, but we are here nonetheless to bring you guys the Spring Major Pro and Expert Division guide. So if it is your guys' first time to the YouTube channel, make sure you guys do consider subscribing. Smash that like button while you're here. Make sure you guys turn that notification bell on so you do get the notification bell in your subscription when we do go live and post videos. So you're here for the Spring Major Guide, Pro and Expert Division. We've got a great guide that I've put together for you guys this week. So I was so disappointed. I was, when I broke my phone, like I said, we had some technical issues. I was doing some laundry, was going down to walk down the steps. Phone went tumbling down the steps, no case on it. So now we got a new one, and we are back and about to take over. So let's get on into the Spring Major Guide, guys. Let's do it, because we got a great guide for you guys this week. And I was going to be disappointed that I wasn't about to be able to give it to you guys, but here we are. Hole number 1, par 4. Alright guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pro and Expert Division guide and walkthrough video here for the Spring Major. So here we've got Chateau Lavande, hole number 1, par 4. So we're going to be playing this one here down this left-hand side lane. Right off the tee box here, I'm going to recommend we play this with at least a power 3 ball, especially in a headwind. But we're looking to get it straight down the very middle of that little left-hand lane there, up on top of that plateau above the pin. Now, we are going to have a little bit of an elevation as well down to the pin, but like I said here, we're going to be playing this off the tee box, max distance plus 10% with a power 3 ball here. We're looking to bounce off the front fairway, down the second fairway here, as far as we can get it. Now, it's going to set us up here for a pretty nice second shot option, and you have a couple to choose from, essentially, depending on your distance that you actually have here on the hole. Now, you're more than likely going to be with a short iron here or a wedge. Now, you may be at like a max distance wedge here, and you may have to go with like, a couple bars of backspin, or you may be able to pull it back and use some left-hand side spin and just use that ball guide a little bit to float it. But you're going to have to remember that we're going to play that at max plus 10%. And here, we're actually going to go with the full backspin thorn approach. Now, here, I had that 4.8 miles per hour wind. Now I actually moved this 3.1 rings here. So we moved that just beyond the blue ring there at mid distance plus 10% elevation there. So it was just perfect for us to come straight down there, up and over, right back in, right off that pin, dropping for eagle on hole number 1. Okay guys, that's going to bring us right on over to the very first par 3 that we have here today at hole number 2 for the Spring Major on Chateau Lavande. So what we're going to be doing here is be essentially playing this one of two different locations. So we're essentially going to be using the exact same spin though for either location essentially. Now my opponent here used about 4 bars of backspin and 1 bar of right hand side spin, but what I would really recommend here is, especially if we have like a wind like this where it's kind of a crosswind but it is blowing us back slightly, it's like a crosswind headwind, we're more than likely going to want to play this here with like 3.75 bars of backspin and a bar of right hand side spin, and essentially leave our ball guide through the pin. So it's going to bounce us off of the left hand side of that plateau, and it's going to curl us right around in there, bouncing us down the fringe straight in towards the pin. Now, that's one location we can use there. Now, keep in mind as well that we are going to be playing this off of the tee box here at around mid distance plus 15% elevation here. So if for some reason you feel comfortable playing it off that left-hand side, that is an option. It's normally for those playing in Masters Division. They usually go off that right-hand side and different types of winds there. But what we're looking for here is that sticky spot. Now, if we come in just a little bit further towards the rough line, it's going to push us further left. So that means we over-adjusted. Now, if it pushes us further right, that means that our ball went too far to the left and you under-adjusted it just a little bit. Now, we actually over adjusted that just slightly because our ball came in about 2 squares there to the left. So I played that at about 20% elevation there. At 15. Alright guys, moving right along here, that's going to bring us to the very first of the par 5s that we have here today. So the way that we are going to be playing this here in the clip is going to be the left hand side. Now there is quite a few different options here as well, but pretty much no matter which option you choose from, it's kind of a tricky hole. Now, we do have the middle lane, but I wouldn't really best recommend that because it is a pretty trickier, second shot, and it definitely isn't the best option. But the right-hand side is a great option. It is a little bit shorter than this left-hand side option, but basically we're going to have to break out the highest power ball that we can't afford to use here. So if we can afford to use the power 5 or a top spin boost ball here, now's when we're going to want to waste it. So we're going to make sure that we can get a nice spot over here on the side of this fairway. Max distance plus 20% with a power 5 ball, whichever ball that you're using there. And then we're going to be set up here for a pretty nice second shot here straight at the pin. Now this second shot here is just going to be played at either max, mid, or minimum distance here. 0% elevation. So just make sure you can make a nice straightforward wind adjustment there and you should be a-okay. And great opportunity here to land this albatross. It is kind of a slanted little hill there, and it kind of plateaus down, upside down bowl. You could kind of fall off either way, but it's definitely a hole you can land. So make a nice one there, guys. Play it the right or left, and you should be okay. Alright guys, so for hole number 4, par 3 here, what we are going to be doing is nailing the hole-in-one. So we're going to be playing this here at max distance plus 15% elevation here. Now we're going to be looking here for just a click beyond 4 bars of backspin and 1 bar of right hand side spin. Now once we get our spin adjustment there set, we want to essentially just offset our pin, just offset from the pin that slight little bit. If the pin's right here, we want it just beside it on the opposite side of where our wind is blowing. So if it's blowing right to left, we're going to put it just on the right hand side. Now we're going to hit that perfect ball plus 15% there, max distance numbers. We're going to be using a katana ball here. We're going to come in there perfect right on the right hand side, dropping in the hole for a hole-in-one. Nail it, guys. Moving right along here, guys, we're going to hop on over to hole number 5, par 4 here now. So the way that we are going to be playing hole number 5 here is we're going to use this left-hand side lane to try to use our topspin to get down there as far as we can. Because essentially it's going to set us up here for either, a short iron shot or a long iron shot here to the pin. Now you can potentially play this from the right hand side as well if you have quite a bit of topspin and you are using a higher powered ball. You could potentially drive the green here on a tailwind. Now depending on whatever wind that they do give us here, we'll kind of have to play a little strategic here and go with our options that we can to choose from here. But we're looking to get as far down, either curled to the right here, as far up here on this very first fairway as we can. Because if we get even further up there, we're going to have a straight short iron shot right in up at the pin at mid to minimum distance even. Max distance, depending on where your location is, you're more than likely going to be to mid to minimum. But you may be a little bit further back here with your long iron and have to go with, around max distance here with your long iron. But we're looking to play it with a couple bars of backspin there, short iron or long iron, straight at the pin, guys. Plus 10% elevation here on the second shot. So what we're looking for here is basically lining it up a couple squares shy of the pin so we still have that little bit of room to actually roll. Now, once we actually adjust our ball here, we're gonna have to remember that plus 10% like I said, but we're not really looking to offset it or nothing. We're looking for straight at the pin. Now we just burned the edge there, guys, so very, very close. Just have to tweak that a little bit. We'll have some pretty nice drops here in this tournament, because we still got some coming up for you, don't you worry. But that's gonna be the wrap up for hole number 5, par 4. Okay, guys, so that's going to bring us on over to the second par 5 that we're going to have here in the tournament. And this is going to be one of the longer par 5s that we definitely have in the Chateau Lavande course. Now, what we're looking to do, depending on the wind angle that we do have, we may be playing this from the second fairway. If we have a tailwind or a crosswind, you may be able to reach the second fairway, and that's where we're going to want to play it if we can definitely reach that location. But if not, and we have a drastic kind of headwind like I did have here in the clip, don't be alarmed. We can still definitely play the right-hand side here. We're just looking to play it at the very end of this first fairway. I'm using about 5.5, 6 bars of topspin here, I believe, on the extra mile 8. 56 topspin, I believe it is, something around there. 2 bars of right-hand side spin here. We're going to play this off the tee box, about mid-distance there probably with our extra mile, but I would just use around max distance numbers there, plus 10% elevation. Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. On our second shot here, we're actually going to be playing this with plus 30% elevation, so it's definitely going to move on you a little bit more than normal. Now, that's definitely going to take in a factor too if you somehow end up short and you have to, use your rough iron to chip up as far as you can. Say you land on this platform, or you're just at the very edge of the platform that we're, the end of this fairway we're on here. You may have to use your long iron to the pin with a Grizzly, Goliath, something like that. It is a difficult shot, but there is a little bit of a funnel to the pin. But what we're looking to do here is essentially use the Cataclysm, the big dog, something that is at least around 180 distance that has quite a bit of topspin, because full topspin there on the big dog, we were able to get it all the way down there to the green just outside of the fringe so we can chip it in and snag that eagle. Now, just recommended here, always extending out that ball guide when you're out and around the fringe. If you can, just extend out that ball guide, use the topspin that you have, and make sure that you can hit that perfect ball. And, extending out that ball guide, it definitely brings you back. If you hit a great left or a great right here, you should be okay. But let's move on to the next one. Moving right along here, though, that's going to bring us on over to the last of the par 3s that we have here today, guys, at hole number 7. So, what we're going to be doing here, we can actually play this a few different options. There is a, pretty precise rough bump option that is a very great option as well. But this is one really solid option here that's not 100%, spot on every time. But if you can replicate that curl and get about the same shot every time, it's very, very close, guys. I've pretty much dialed in this shot here and nailed it quite a few times. I actually got a silver on this last Phantom Mansions tourney that we had. So hopefully I can maybe pull something off here on this course here. But what we're going to be doing here is playing this with about 2 and a click of backspin here. And we're going to play that there with 3 bars of left-hand side spin. Now that's going to essentially ricochet us right in there, straight in at the pin, right beside the hole. Very, very close on that one. Now, I do want to go over this one just one more time to give you guys, a little bit of a better ideal here on how to line your shot up for this specific hole. Now, what we're really looking for there, we're going to start it off with our 3 bars left-hand side spin, and we're going to use about 2 and a click, just like we said. Now, it looks like our ball guide is going through the pin there, and like it's going to go, quite a bit through the pin. Now, as you can see, where did our ball end up? Maybe, a couple, just 6 inches past the pin maybe. So we're going to be at about the perfect speed that we need. Now what we're trying to do there is play this at max to mid distance. This is going to be more than likely mid distance here, where we're going to be playing this probably around 80% club. And we're going to be playing that with just a slight bit of curl there, just a slight bit there to the left. I use just that hair too much, but we want that plus 15% in elevation, so definitely don't count that out. Okay, though, guys, that's going to bring us on over to the second to last hole that we've got here today at hole number 8, par 4. So we can play this one of 2 different options as well here. We can play this down the left-hand lane. We can play this down the right-hand lane. Now, I'm a pretty big fan of actually both options, to be completely honest. The right hand side option, I'm kind of a newer fan here of this option as well, because I've dialed in this side here with a lot more practice here that we've had since the course has come back out. But Phantom Mansions, when we were playing that, I was playing it down the left hand side because I was really able to dial in a nice short iron shot there with the pin. And we were actually playing this left hand side there with the APOC, kind of curling it around to the right, about 4 bars, 3 bars, 4 bars top, 3 bars right, and we'd get it down there as far as we could. But here on this right hand side, what we're going to be doing here, and it is great proof, I've hit this exact same shot about 3 different times now, hitting it great right. But this new phone, absolutely superb. Fantastic. Literally fantastic. It's crisp, smooth as a baby's bottom. It is beautiful. iPhone 12 works great. So hopefully the shot's going to be back on. We're going to be dialed back in, guys. No more greasy fingers or excuses, because I got a beautiful device now. So this second shot here, guys, we're either going to be playing it one of 2 different ways. You're going to be back either on the platform before with your long iron, but what I'm really trying to recommend there is playing that max distance off the tee box with plus 25%, and then we're going to be playing that with full top spin in that 2 to 3 bars of left hand side spin and about a ball's worth of curl to the left, because we're trying to get it on that furthest platform so we can set ourselves up. As long as we're on this fairway, we're golden. We just need to get about a mid-distance short iron shot here with the thorn, because we're going to use that full backspin approach with about a 3/4 of right hand side spin. We're going to come in there plus 30% elevation with another drop, baby. Alright, guys, so we're going to wrap it up here with hole number 9, par 5 here for Chateau Lavande in the Spring Major. So what we're going to be doing here on hole number 9, par 5, is playing this either one of 2 different options here would be best, in my opinion. Now, we're going to be playing down the middle lane option here in the clip, but you could also play off of this very first fairway, down the left-hand side little fairway there, next to the bunkers. That's kind of shaped like a pea. The vegetable, and essentially you're going to be setting up for a second shot with the sniper that's going to bounce off of the plateau before the green down towards the green, straight at the pin there, and you may have to use a little bit of curl to the left, about a bar or 2 of top spin even, but if we do have a tailwind here or a crosswind, we're using a power 5 ball, we can get to this middle island there in the center of the course, and that's going to allow us to reach the big fairway that's further on down the course there, and it's going to essentially set us up here for a nice second shot at the pin. Now you're going to have either one of 2 different options, depending on how far down you actually get and how much top-spin you have. You're essentially going to be at either a mid to minimum distance sniper shot, and you're going to want to play that with about 3.5 to 4 bars of backspin at about, maybe a little bit further up than where I'm at right now, but we're going to leave our ball guide like just going through the pin like that slight little bit. But here with the Grizzly, we're going to be playing this at max distance. You may, if you're a little bit further up than I am here, you even might be in mid distance, but we're going to be playing this off the tee box at plus 10% elevation, and also the second shot here at plus 10% elevation as well. Now, I actually under-adjusted this just slightly, so we came in there, about a ring and a half probably there to the left. So just make sure you can make a nice solid adjustment there, guys, and you should have a great, hole 9 albatross opportunity there to wrap up the course. If not, you'd be putting her in there for the eagle, but good luck out there on the course, guys. I really hope that this video helped you guys. Thank you very, very much for being in here and watching the video. Definitely appreciate it a lot that you guys watched the content. Hope this was a great guide for you guys this week. And if it is you guys' first time to the YouTube channel, definitely make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, especially if you're going to watch a couple more videos. I'd appreciate it, and I'm sure they might help. If you guys want to check out some more content, you want some extra bonus content that might help you guys for sure, then check out the Patreon link down in the description below, patreon.com/JRobGC. Make sure you turn that notification bell on, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.